Sales dropped by 64% with just 4,500 units sold, the lowest since 1996. The Toronto pre-construction condominium market is not what it was 5 years ago. It's heavily influenced by the bank's interest rates and buyer demand. And right now, there is no demand. So in this video, I'm sharing 4 things. First topic is my own personal experience. I bought a pre-construction condo in Toronto during the peak of the real estate market in 2021. Also the struggles I've had and what I've learned, which you can learn about in the other videos that I posted on my YouTube channel. How long does construction actually take? Do builders stay on time or do they delay construction? What the building and units look like when they're handing over the keys? And also, would I still buy pre-construction in the future? Second thing, why Toronto pre-construction condos used to be so good. Who was buying and why were they buying? Was it just for the money or did people actually move into them? Third topic, should anyone still buy a Toronto pre-construction condo in 2025? Not from an investor perspective, but are they a good purchase for anyone who wants to buy a new home? The last topic, people are losing money if they bought a pre-construction condo a few years ago and trying to sell them today. So I'll show you some real life examples of assignment sales. These are units being sold before closing, and also how much money are they losing? This also has a way of impacting the rental market with a surge in supply. But the biggest thing I'm excited to share with you is the status of the pre-construction condo unit that I bought in 2021. I made the first deposit almost exactly 4 years ago. Time felt like it flew by, to be honest, and I was really surprised with how on time they are with construction. Buyers started moving in this month and went straight to final closing. They had 0 days of occupancy fees. Those are fees that you pay the builder while ownership transfers over to you. Most projects have occupancy periods of up to a year. So 0 days of occupancy is really impressive and above the standard with pre-construction condos anywhere in the GTA. Pre-construction condos are purchased based on floor plans and concept art. Here's one of the drawings of what the lobby would look like based on a concept from 2021. Here's what the lobby looks like today. They got it almost exactly the same as the concept drawing from over 4 years ago, down to the piano and chandelier. The only thing missing is the actual piano man himself in the drawing. The gym was said to be 6,500 square feet, which is more or less an entire floor. Most condo gyms are about 6 times smaller with a lack of decent equipment. So in 4 years, the gym is mostly done, which means that pretty soon, anyone that moved in can start using the gym 24/7. They've got treadmills and spin bikes. The yoga studio is big enough for a class of 20 people and overlooks Wellesley Street. That curved treadmill at the end there is worth $6,000. Then you've got your freeway area with cable machines, 4 benches, a stair climber, and a few more spin bikes. I kept walking around and found assisted workout machines, which are great for circuit training. There's also a TRX training area with a full set of kettlebells, 2 squat racks, and a water station. When the outdoor terrace is eventually completed, that'll be a nice place to relax after a workout. There's even going to be a golf simulator, which I'm gonna love next winter. Golfing in the snow is fun, but ideally it's not something I'll do all the time. The units were also looking really good. There were 3 choices for color schemes and finishes. Here's what they're looking like today. Pretty accurate to the rendering. But the biggest question is whether it's quality construction. Pre-construction condos have been known for terrible build quality. I didn't have too much to complain about. Overall, things were looking really good. Of all the things that could go wrong, I only found 2 things worth noting to the builder during my inspection. The floor in one area wasn't flush with the baseboard, and this is a sign that the floor was uneven. The caulking around one of the furnaces was already peeling from the wall. All of this could happen from the building shifting during construction, and these are defects that the builder can fix before taking possession. Not all of the units were completed yet, which is why some owners are taking possession later this year. So I'll share more updates as I get closer to taking possession this year. Things like the pre-delivery inspection process with the builder, getting a mortgage, and walking through a brand new unit. After a few months, I can also share what utility costs are actually like and what could also be improved. If that interests you, subscribe and stay updated. People have also been interested to know lately how the values of pre-construction condos have changed ever since 2021. Did they go up or did they go down? There hasn't been any sales for this building yet, but I can tell you that when I got the property appraised for a mortgage a few months ago, there were no issues getting this property appraised for the original purchase price. I have zero intention of selling, but if I did, chances are I'd lose money. The Toronto condo market is in the worst shape ever. ever today. At the end of last year, 6,450 condos were listed in the GTA. That's a 43% increase from the previous year. And as of this recording, there are 8,600 active condo listings in the GTA. More listings give buyers more choices, and this brings down condo prices. In the GTA, the average price is $688,000. That's a drop of 1.3% from just a year ago. But it wasn't always this bad, and the pre-construction condo market was on fire just a few years ago. This was before COVID-19 impacted the real estate market. I'll be honest, people were buying pre-construction condos for two reasons and two reasons only: to make money and to make more money. 38.9% of condo units were owned by investors in 2022. So for every 5 condos, 2 of them were owned by investors. They focus on smaller micro units since the rental value per square foot was higher. So if you're wondering why new condo units are so small, that's why. By 2014, the bank's rate was just 1%. Borrowing money was inexpensive. This sparked a high demand in the investor community for these tall condominium towers, and builders got busy building. Investors speculated that property values would go up by the time buildings were completed. The idea of property appreciation became a proof of concept. If you bought a pre-construction condo, you made nearly 270% of your deposit back. So let's say if you put down $100,000 as your deposit, there was a good chance you would earn $170,000 on closing. Investors made money in 2 ways. One way was to rent it out. The promise of rental income from Toronto's growing population due to immigration fueled even more demand for pre-construction condos. All of this speculation led to rent increasing by 171% in downtown Toronto. The rental income would cover all costs, including mortgage debt, property taxes, and condo fees. These condos became self-sufficient cash-flowing assets. Investors could also assign the units before closing. An assignment sale meant that the original buyer sold their purchase agreement to a new buyer. They did this to cash in on the equity gained on their deposits without having to close on the property and to avoid closing costs. So you either kept the property and rented it out or sold it for a profit. Fast forward to 2025, pre-construction condo sales are at the lowest since 1996. Sales dropped by 64% with just 4,500 units sold. Developers saw increased costs of materials and labor, and they would pass these higher costs down to buyers through higher purchase prices. Higher mortgage rates and higher purchase prices were making pre-construction condos less attractive. Investor demand is no longer there, and developers are now sitting on tons of unsold inventory. This oversupply in the market is keeping condo investors on the sidelines. There's speculation of potential market value depreciation and ultimately reduced returns on investment. Completed units are getting appraised today for less than the original purchase prices from 4 years ago. It's pretty common to see these days completed units are getting appraised for less than the original purchase price. So it's more difficult today to get the appropriate financing that people thought they could get 4 years ago. Lenders might not even approve mortgages that exceed the new appraised value, leading to some buyers to abandon their purchases altogether. And that's one of the key differences with today's market. Back then, buyers would assign their units to make money. Today, buyers are assigning their units to cash out for whatever they can get back, and usually at a loss. So here's 6 examples of how much money purchasers are giving up. This 2-bed, 2-bath unit was originally purchased for $655,000. They're trying now to sell it for $575,000. That's an $80,000 loss that they're willing to take. This one is also a 2-bed, 2-bath unit at the project called Galleria in the west end of Toronto. They bought it for $950,000 and are now trying to sell it for $800,000, a $150,000 loss. This unit is a 2+ den in Scarborough. It was purchased for $770,000. They want $650,000 for it. That's a $120,000 loss. Purchase price $904,000, assignment price $808,000, $96,000 loss. The seller of this unit is looking for $475,000 for this 1-bedroom condo. The price that they're trying to sell at is forcing them to take a $200,000 loss. A loss that big means that the original purchaser is also giving up their entire deposit to avoid closing on the purchase. These are just a few examples of what some assignment sales are looking like in today's pre-construction condo market. If you found this information helpful, hit subscribe to stay updated on the real estate market. New videos are coming out all the time to help you reach your real estate goals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.